So when it comes to websites, there's that one question you always get, and it's the same for pretty much every service or every business. How much does a website cost?
Yeah, $50. You know. It's a really hard to answer question, because you're asking a question about not just the cost of the website, but the service to your business. And so I've seen websites that were really cheap to build, but they had a negative effect on the business. You know, people were less likely to shop, to use that business after visiting their website. I've had business owners say, I wouldn't send people to my website after just getting a website rebuilt from someone else, definitely not from us, but so it's how much does it cost is not just the cost of the website, but the cost to your business.
So, platform choice.
Oh yeah.
So this is
another
impossible question, I know. So we live in a day and age where there's full service managed platforms, or so they say, which are all bells and whistles. Yeah. And then we have very expensive premium platforms that are available that provide some crazy benefits and insights. Where do people need to go? Let's take a hypothesis. So most of the people probably watching this at the moment are going to be people who are business owners,
yep.
Or maybe in charge of a small marketing team. So small to SME business. Those organisations, what sort of platforms are available to them, and where should they say yes and where should they say no?
Yeah, it's a really complex topic. I think there's a few criteria that we look at in what makes a good platform, and one of those things is has the market already determined that this is a good platform? And so we look at usage. We look at how popular is this in the market. How many businesses of this size are using it, and is it performing well for them in terms of speed, SEO, all of those other rankings, and so then we can narrow it right down from the 500 options out there. We can narrow it down to 5 or 6 really good options, really high supported, and then you start to look at how extensible is it. What can we do with this if the business wants to take on a new opportunity, new avenue? Would we have to start again, which you don't want to do? Would we have to completely custom build every aspect of this? And so again, that kind of acts as a filter and narrows that selection criteria down further.
So when it comes to, I suppose, that decision-making process of which agency to go with, should you be choosing the platform first, then the agency, or choosing the agency and then with the agency the platform? And it's a bit of a loaded question. Yeah. I know. I'm probably angling at a certain thing, but what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think really in a competent development team, there'll be a wealth of experience across platforms, and so you can pretty safely pick a good agency, and they will have experience delivering on multiple platforms. Hope that's the answer that you wanted.
No, it is, because I think one of the frustrations for us is we see it time and time again. Like, we have customers come to us and they've been shoehorned into a platform simply because it is the platform of choice for that agency, yet it was not the right fit for their business. And as a result, they're now at the crossroads of making a decision. Do they invest similar amounts of money to get it just up to par where they need it to be, or do they start again? Yep. And that's not right. Yeah. So being truly agnostic around the platform decision based on how it's going to perform for the client, for me, is really vital. So I think you're obviously in the same boat on that opinion.
I'll mess this analogy up, but say you're picking an SUV and you've got a particular price range, there might be 4 or 5 in that range that all kind of fit the criteria. And if you were to just pick the car first and then be completely I have messed this up. Just cut that one out.
That's all right. We're authentic. Yeah. All right. No, but I see where you're going with it. If you're picking the type of model that you want an SUV, and then you go and choose an agency which only sells BMW. Yeah. Guess what? You're only going to get an X5.
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas, sorry, you've rescued the analogy.
That's all right. Whereas if you go to just a general dealer, then with second-hand vehicles, they're going to recommend the best car for you. So I completely understand the analogy.
Yeah.
I think that's where unfortunately, and we've seen this most recently, and this is a bit of interesting information for a lot of people who aren't aware. So Adobe had a platform themselves. Adobe, one of the biggest software providers in the world, had their website platform, Business Catalyst. Tell us what happened there.
Well, I mean, this is a disaster story. This is one of those things that you hate to hear about in the industry. But a whole bunch of agencies, a whole bunch of businesses convinced to use this platform, and convinced a little bit by some incentive schemes and other things. So it wasn't necessarily the agencies making the best decision for the client.
So not being truly agnostic.
Yeah, not being exactly. Not being platform agnostic. They'd picked this platform because they were, it was a benefit to their agency more than being a benefit to the client. Anyway, Adobe is a great, large business, very large scale. Everyone thought that, okay, this software as a service product is going to be around forever. Unfortunately, they announced, that no, we're wrapping up shop. And even though these businesses have spent thousands, tens of thousands of dollars getting on this platform and building their sites out, beautiful sites, but building them out on this platform, they all needed to migrate, all needed to move off the platform. And so it created this, essentially for some businesses, a really disaster scenario, because it literally meant that at a particular date, they wouldn't have a website anymore if they didn't go ahead and basically rebuild their website. And so this is one of the dangers, and this is one of the reasons that I'm not so much a fan of the software as a service platforms. I think you're taking something so critical to your business, your website, more critical than ever before, and you're putting it in someone else's hands, and you're basically saying, you make the decision about what's best for my business, and I don't think that's a great idea. I don't think it's a really good idea. I think there's so many good products out there where you can own the IP, you can own the design, you can own the development, you can own the back end, you can own what happens to the leads and the inquiries. That it's better for you as a business to build it on one of those platforms and then have complete control.
I would completely and utterly agree with you on that one. So the ability to now create a fully unique custom solution for your business is no longer $1 million budget. It's now tens of thousands or maybe a couple of $100,000 for a truly unique solution in your business, which was before unattainable and only for the big corporate players. But now we can do that, and that's why software as a service was so great. Because you could just pay a couple of bucks a month, and you'd get access to all that code base.
I think ultimately what's available now to rapidly develop applications is better than ever before, and so. If you're looking at innovating, it is a case of saying, all right, there's these pieces already available, and then this is the unique piece that we're going to build ourselves. And your business owns that IP. Your business, it becomes an asset and a value to your business.
Well, that's funny you should say that. Speaking about asset and this is one of the things, if your primary solution is a third-party application and you're just building around it and actually maybe paying extra development to that company to develop their own application, which you don't actually own, that's not an asset on the balance sheet. So it's purely a cost. Whereas if you develop it yourself and it's your own IP and you own it, it can sit on your balance sheet. So even from a business accounting perspective, there's another upside that can be considered.
And the number of businesses that have unfortunately developed huge amounts of what would be their IP, would be an asset for them, but built it on someone else's CRM or someone else's platform or someone else. And then if they stop paying that monthly fee, they're going to lose all of that development work they've done. The number of businesses that have done that you then work with to move that off that platform is enormous. It's a real pity. If they'd only known from the start to build it separately, they would have, instead of something that's a cost to them and a cost forever, they can never get away from it. It would instead be a value to that business. It also honestly, it saves that kind of headache of per user per month licensing, which is fine when you've got 5 people in your business, but then your product's a success and your business is a success. Suddenly you've got 100 or 200, and you're looking at that now. That's a massive line item, and most of the staff might only be using one or two features from that. But you're paying for everybody, and so there's a huge value to building on your own platform and integrating with other platforms rather than building on top of them.
No, most definitely. No, that's really cool. Jude, thank you very much.
It's been an
absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining me on this freezing cold Melbourne day yet again. Classic Melbourne day. We'll speak again soon. Thank you very much.